Read between the wines, it's Mandy and Deb. Books, bold opinions, and things that we've read. Pour up a glass, spill all the tea. Dark romance or rom-com spree. Read between the wines, where every sip comes with a plot twist.
Welcome back to Read Between the Wines with Mandy and Deb. I'm Mandy.
And I'm Deb.
Deb's got the giggles. I don't know why.
Mandy literally just gave the longest pause ever before she said our intro. I'm sitting over here just like, are you going to start? What's happening?
Oh my gosh.
God. I'm sweating now.
I think Deb might have dipped into the wine before we started this.
I mean, maybe. No, I'm just kidding.
We'll never know. We'll never tell.
We'll never know.
Anywho, so we're going to be talking about The Night and the Moth today by Rachel Gillig.
In case you couldn't tell how I feel about it.
Okay, well, we're going to do a full spoiler review, kind of more like our Shield of Sparrows episode. We're going to try and go through this timeline in order, things that happen, how we feel about it. So, telling you right now, spoilers, if this is a book you would like to read, then come back after you've read it and listen to this. But if you're not sure if you want to read it and you're listening to this now, I will tell you, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I thought it was different. Not my most favorite thing in the world, but I did like it. Deb, what's your take to see if people want to stick around and listen to this episode or not if they haven't read it?
Do you want my unfiltered opinion?
Sure, because that's all I did in our Deep End episode.
I thought it was fucking stupid.
Okay. So, again, if you've been here for a while, you know what I gravitate towards, you know what Deb gravitates toward. If you don't want to read this book, then hang it with us. If you do want to read it, come back and we'll still be here.
I shouldn't say I thought it was fucking stupid. I did not enjoy this book at all. I was still generous with it. I gave it 2 stars. But
okay.
There were parts of it that I did enjoy. And I think maybe similar to our Metal Slinger episode, I think the reason why maybe I don't like it is because I have a lot of questions and not a lot of answers.
Right.
So I think that's where I'm coming from mostly with this.
Got you.
But I mean, we'll get into it.
Got you. Yeah. Well, I certainly have questions too, but we will definitely get into it. So before we get into the book of the day, of the week, however we want to look at it, do we have our drinks?
I do. And would you look at that? It's Prosecco Wecky.
Oh, well, I have my White Claw-y Wai.
Basic.
Got my basic bitch drink here.
We talked about this.
Yeah. I just have so not in the mood for wine lately. I don't know why.
Yeah, I get that. And you and I were talking about this the one day. I think I asked you if it was pumpkin spice flavored, and you said there's actually a pumpkin spice White Claw flavored out there. And I was like, ooh.
Yeah,
there is
one out there. There is 1 or 2 or maybe even more out there, but I haven't seen them in the store. And if they are like a high noon kind of seltzer, then here in North Carolina, you have to get those at the ABC store. And I can't tell you the last time I was in an ABC store.
Yeah.
I don't know. The last time I was there, I was in there just to get vodka for vodka sauce, and I had no idea where the vodka was. I had to ask the guy, and he's like, "Are you here on vacation?" I'm like, "No, I've lived here for 6 years. I just buy vodka once a year to make vodka sauce, and it lasts like."
And like it's so in North Carolina, pretty much anywhere outside of New Jersey, because I even think New York has it. You can get like beer and wine in the grocery store, which is really awesome.
The gas station.
Or the gas station.
The pharmacy.
The pharmacy. Yes, correct. They can sell beer and wine in pretty much any retailer in anywhere but New Jersey.
But
in
we
New
did not grow up like that. Yeah.
No, we had ShopRite, and then we had ShopRite liquors
Yeah.
attached to ShopRite.
Right.
And we could only, there are certain stores, but they carry everything. So it's beer, it's wine, it's hard alcohol,
Everything.
So it was, it is very different because Gary is a whiskey man. So he likes to have some once in a while. If we're out, we can't just go to the grocery store and get that. We got to find an ABC store. And honestly, ABC stores around here are a little bit harder to find, I think.
Oh, not here.
Oh, not down by you? All right. So
no, they just like redid
me.
A bunch of them and made them they're actually like really, really nice.
Yeah. Well, that's good. You know what I miss?
But I mean, like I said, I never go in them. So once a year, like around Christmas time, when I'm ready to make a big batch of vodka sauce is when I go in.
Yeah. I was just going to say, you know what I miss?
Bottle King?
Gary's Wine. No, Gary's Wine Emporium. And not just because it's my husband's name.
Let me tell you something about Gary's. That was the best place to go and get a free buzz before you went out for the night because they always had somebody at the wine bar and always at least 5 wines that you could taste. So, and it wasn't, they didn't give you just like a little sip. They gave you enough to like taste it and then taste it again. So by the time you got through all of them, you were pretty much at like a glass of wine, I would say.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And they have a small deli in there that you could get, like a sandwich or something like that. That place was awesome.
Gourmet cheeses and sausages. Yeah. I do miss Gary's.
Yep. I'm sure Aunt Catherine missed her like bi-monthly going to Gary's when she came to visit us.
Do you remember like when she would come for Christmas and it was always she and Dad on Christmas Eve? It was like, all right, we're going to Gary's. It was like everybody like load up the car. We're getting ready to go. It was like
they
their
would come
fun
back
trip.
with like 3 boxes worth of alcohol.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Well, because they don't have anything like that in Brooklyn.
Right.
So
and it is cheaper, I would think.
It is
cheaper.
It is cheaper.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I miss Gary's.
I do too.
I miss Aunt Catherine. I miss her so much.
She's going to be by me soon.
Yeah, I think we're going to try to come down that weekend, potentially.
Oh, nice. You won't have enough going on already?
I know. Listen, add one more thing into the mix. It's fine. At this point, I'm just running around with everything on fire saying this is fine.
This is fine. It's all fine. Everything's fine.
It's all fine. It's all fine because Gary got the job and we're moving. Hooray!
Well, congratulations, Gary.
Congratulations, Gary.
I'm sad that you're not going to be as close, but it's not like you're just around the corner either. So
it's sad. I'm definitely a little in my feels about not being able to be as close to you guys, but it'll be a real good in between from to you guys back to Jersey, and then Gary's one brother will be 45 minutes from us, and then he's got a cousin about 10-20 minutes from where we'll probably
that's
be.
nice.
So yeah, we'll have a little bit more like immediate community, which is nice.
Right.
I'm very excited for that. But at the same time, it's like, I can't. Hopefully I'll have enough PTO to come down to you guys and just, hang out for a week or two out of every couple of months. So
yeah,
go to the beach. You'll probably see more of me, honestly.
I was gonna say the summer's the best time to come.
Yeah.
But I
bank all
mean,
my PTO.
we're always fun here. We'll always find something to do.
Of course. Of course. So we're excited. But
Good.
yeah.
Now, just a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Between realtor calls and packing and all that stuff.
You can get through it.
Yeah. Getting all of our paperwork over to somebody to tell us how much we can afford.
Mm-hmm.
My God.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like they're
Have fun with that.
asking for basically a lobe of our livers, a kidney, our right big pinky toe, and our left pinky toe.
Done this before, though. You know.
I know. It doesn't mean it's not obnoxious.
No, it is obnoxious. I get it. I never want to do it again. But
I know. I'm like, all right, here we go. A
Yeah.
mountain of paperwork
yeah.
for you can afford $5. Great.
Gee, thanks. That'll get me so much here.
Right. Fantastic.
Well, what do you say? Should we get into it? I know you're
guess.
not thrilled.
It's fine. It's
All
my
right.
turn to rip a book apart. No, I'm just
There you
kidding.
go. All right. So let's get into The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. This is the first book in the Stonewater Kingdom series. I believe it's going to be a duology. I am not exactly sure. I guess we will hear more as
Oh,
episodes
how
come out.
fitting. Stone water duology.
Ah, you like that, huh?
I see what
So-
you did there, Rachel.
There you go. So this is a romantasy with Gothic vibes, very much like her other series, One Dark Window, Two Twisted Crowns. It's got that. I felt like the vibes in this book were totally vibing. I really got that like Gothic, the cathedrals and the stained glass and the gargoyles. Like I really
Yeah.
got that like darker kind of vibe to it. I think it's a great book for October when this episode
Yeah.
will probably be coming out, late September, October.
Yeah,
I
I
liked it.
agree. I enjoyed the Gothic feels of it as
Mhm.
well. That was
Right.
definitely a plus for this book.
Yeah. I thought that would be something that you liked about it. It's not like
I-
dark.
No.
There are some like I guess there's some darker themes towards the end. But it's not
It's overcast.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good way of putting it.
Overcast.
That's a really good way of putting it. Yeah.
We're not quite at like the dark of night. We're just a little cloudy.
Right. So let's get into it. Let's get into our timeline here. So the book opens with our main character. Her name is Six. She has a real name that we find out later, but as of right now, her name is Six because she is one of the 6 diviners. Diviners are basically orphans that were found in the kingdom and brought to this cathedral with the abbess, and she has taken them in and asked them for 10 years of service to be a diviner. Now, basically what a diviner does, they are able to read omens and tell the future of whoever comes and asks to have this reading, basically.
Right. They're kind of like tarot card readers on steroids in a way.
Yeah, tarot card readers in their dreams, really, because they see and it's a very odd way that they need to do this divination. It's not just I go to sleep and I dream. You have to be drowned in this spring.
Yeah.
This spring. And
Right.
so the spring water is what keeps them from dying. And they go into a dream and they see the omens and they read the signs. And then when they come back, they say, this is what I saw. And this determines what the answer is to your question. So that's what
Right.
they are. There's 6 of them. So we meet 1 through 6. They are watching the new king, come to the
Right.
cathedral because he wants to have a divination.
Right.
So here we meet the new king, King Benedict, and Rory. Do we know his name is Rory yet? I don't know. I don't think so. Not right away.
No, not right away. No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
So King Benedict Castor the Third, that's his name.
What a douche.
He visions spoilers. So he visits the cathedral. He wants a divination because he wants to know if the omens favor him, basically.
Right.
The 6 diviners, they draw straws. 6 is the one who is going to be doing the divination for
Right.
the king.
And there's I'm sorry, there's a certain amount of omens too, right? Isn't there? I
Yeah.
forget the number, but there is a certain number of omens out there.
There are many omens, and they all kind of match up with a area of the land that it's never really
Okay.
clear if this is like a continent or it's more of like just a
See,
kingdom, like
this
Stonewater
is why I'm
Kingdom. There we go.
confused. This is why I'm confused. Because I could have sworn that there were a specific number of omens within this, but
Well, and they all kind of match up with the areas of the kingdom, like I said. So we have Aisling Cathedral, which is where the diviners live with the apps. We have Colston Fair. We have the Chiming Wood, the Fervent Peaks, and the Sieged. Now we're back.
we had to fact check real quick.
Quick fact check. So
Yeah.
all of the sections of this kingdom, there is an omen that goes with each territory. So
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. And they call them hamlets. They're not towns. They're called hamlets of Trom. And that is the area that we're talking about here. So
Hamlets.
So there are 6 omens. There is the artful bringin. There is the harried scribe. Oh, I should tell you what their charm is as well. So the artful brigand and his coin, the harried scribe and his inkwell, the ardent oarsman and his oar, faithful forester and her chime, and the heartsore weaver and her loomstone. The 6th omen is a moth. The diviners have never seen the moth in any of their divisions. They don't know of any kind of object that she carries. It's kind of a mystery. We know nothing about the moth at this point.
Right. She's an enigma.
Right. So the king goes for his divination. 6 is the one to dream and read the omens for him. 6 sees nothing but bad signs in her dream. Everything is bad.
Right, because Benedict is a dick.
Well, not yet, he's not.
I mean, you can see it coming from a mile away. You put a 17-year-old in charge of a country? We're reliving Game of Thrones.
The knights picked him, though. I mean,
yeah, they're dumb. They're friggin' dumb. Who picks a 17-year-old?
I don't know.
Issue number 1.
So after 6 awakes from the divination, she is sick and she's tired and all she wants is water. She goes into the kitchen. She finds the king and his 2 knights, Rory and Maud. They're like his closest friends and knights. So she goes back to her cottage with the other 5 diviners, and they talk and they think about what is life going to be like after we leave Aisling Cathedral, because we've only committed to 10 years and then we're free. And they're not allowed to go out. They're not really allowed to do anything. They're allowed to mess around with the knights that come to Aisling
Scandalous.
Cathedral, but they're not supposed to go out. So if they go out, they have to sneak out. So Six has decided to try and coerce Rory, one of the knights, to take them to Coulson Fair for a night of fun.
Yeah. Right.
Right? Okay.
Girls just want to have fun is playing in my head
Girls just want to have fun. So
it's literally all I thought about when I read this part. I was like, oh, okay.
it was a little silly. I will say it was a little silly. So while they're there, they're drinking, they're dancing. Obviously, Rory and the knights, they all they agree to escort them to the
Take
fair.
the ladies out.
Yeah, they agree. Well, because Six blackmails them and says, I know you stole water from the spring. I know you stole water. You're not allowed to do that. So you either take us or I'm telling on you.
Right. As she should.
Right. So they go. And while they're there, there is a challenge that is presented to Rory that they're going to challenge him at his craft, and his craft is war because he's a knight. So he needs to
death and destruction.
He needs to stay standing as he receives 3 blows from somebody. He decides, well, if it's going to be anybody, I want the diviners to do it, right? Because they're girls. They're not going to, knock this guy over.
Right. Or so he thinks.
So one doesn't knock him over. The second doesn't knock him over. Six is the last one to go, and she takes him to the ground.
Right.
Basically. And for losing this challenge, Rory has to go for a divination. Okay. So all the while, there's another character in this book that I really like, and I'm bringing him up now because this is where he kind of comes more into play.
I do love him too. He's my favorite part of this book. I love him.
So Six comes back to the cathedral with Rory to do a divination. She doesn't want to tell the abbess what's going on, so her one of her friends is a gargoyle who lives in Aisling Cathedral, and he calls everybody Bartholomew. Everybody. It doesn't matter what their name is. He calls everybody Bartholomew, and I absolutely loved this character so much.
I love him.
He was so innocent and funny, and he would
so wholesome.
Yes, and he would try to say certain things, and they would always come out wrong, like, flying by the seat of your skirts, he would say, instead of flying by the seat of your pants. Things like that he would always mix up, and Six is always correcting him.
So good. Right.
He was
so
just
good.
The best. So they get back to the cathedral. The gargoyle does the ceremony or the divination. He's the one that drowns Six in the spring so she can do the divination for Rory. And she sees nothing, really. Right. She doesn't see any omens. She does see the moth, though. And through the moth's vision, she sees her friends in trouble, basically. Right. She doesn't say anything during her divination. When she wakes up, the knights are gone, the kings are gone. She's like, that's weird. But whatever.
Right.
So she goes back to her cottage, and one by one, her friends start to disappear.
Right.
So this is kind of where it starts to get a little bit more mysterious.
Right.
Her friends start to disappear one by one. They don't know if they're running away. Did they go with one of the knights? Did they go with the king? We don't know. We have no idea. And then eventually it's just Six who is left.
Yeah. So
she is alone. Go ahead.
What I want to know is how come the abbess was just like, I don't know. Like, they're supposed to be
No,
there.
she
They're not allowed to
knew.
go out.
No,
They're
she
not allowed to go
knew.
out.
She knew where they were going. She knew where they were going. She said, we'll get to that in a little bit. We'll get to that towards the end.
All right. We'll get there.
So she knew where they were going. Six is the only one remaining, but she's been locked into her cabin now. She cannot escape. She can't get anywhere. She's afraid to go to sleep because she's afraid if she goes to sleep, she's going to be gone to God knows where.
Right.
So Rory comes back. I don't remember why he comes back, but he's back.
Poof.
He's able to break into her cottage using a magic coin and frees her and her friend, the gargoyle who calls everybody Bartholomew. He's saying, she's telling him, my friends are gone. I don't know what happened to them. Have you seen them? He's like, no, but you need to come with me because he's never liked the cathedral. He's never liked the abbess. He doesn't like anything that the diviners stand for. He kind of thinks it's all a bunch of bullshit, really. And he's trying to get her to see that and is like, listen, I'll help you look for your friends, but you've got to get out of here with me.
Right.
The abbess comes, tries to interfere. There is a battle of gargoyles. Rory uses this coin to transport to different places, but at the same time, he can also use it to annihilate some of these gargoyles who are there for bad things.
Right. Which
It makes more sense when you're reading it. I'm trying to get through this very quickly.
Right. And I understand it, but at the same time, like, I was like, there's too much happening, right? So that's why I was very confused reading this book because it's like, what are the coins? And where did they come from? And why do we have them?
So that actually, perfect segue. That leads us to our next part of the next part of the story is, so Rory eventually tells Six that he defeated the Omen from Colson Fair and took his coin. This is the coin that Six sees in her visions. This is the coin where, depending on what side it is tossed on, allows you to transport from one place to the other or to use it as a weapon.
Okay.
That makes more sense. He's already defeated that Omen. That Omen is gone. That we find out. I feel like it's a better point to say this now rather than get through some of these omens and the way. If you don't care to read this book, it doesn't matter when you know about it, but the omens are portrayed as gods in the eyes of Six and the diviners and the abbess. They're supposed to be these, godlike creatures that can tell the future, and they're all knowing. And it's discovered by the king and the king's grandfather, and everybody knows these are just mortals. Okay, these are just people that have been given this duty of being the omen of whatever.
Which, I'm sorry. If you're going to be an omen, why are you going to make them mortal?
Well, because they're not gods. They're not gods. So
then why name them gods if they're not gods?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's my issue. That's an issue too.
Right. I mean, I guess they're immortal in the sense that they've drank from the spring and they will not die, but they were once just mortal people. Does that make sense?
Why are we asking Joe Schmo to drink from this magical pond? What does Joe Schmo have that? That's what I mean. Like, why don't we know? Why are these people being chosen to be these omens? There's got to be something, right? Like, there's got to be a reason.
So there was a time in Traum where, there was arguing among who was going to be the leaders, and they kind of all just went to the cathedral and they were bestowed upon, like, you're going to take care of this, you're going to take care of this, you're going to take care of this. And, I think that's how we get these individuals who are the omens.
So these people were just voluntold to be these things.
Yeah, pretty much. And it was like, in return, you're going to pretty much be able to live forever because I'm going to keep giving you, you keep getting, water from the spring and you're going to live forever.
Unless you don't drink from it enough, then you're gonna die. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that at the end.
Right.
I'm gonna get to that at the end. But they have these enchanted stone objects. That is what we're trying to steal from all of these omens. This is the mission set forth by King Benedict. He wants to take up the mantle. In order to do that, he needs to have all of these objects in his possession in order to do so. So they're trying to end this system by killing them, taking their objects, giving them to the king. Okay. So that's what that is. We already have the coin. We already have the coin. Right. Now we're on our way to see the harried scribe. They get to the scribe. The scribe is very enthralled with Six. He wants to drink her blood because her blood contains the spring water. No, not into it.
I literally, during this part, I was like, why are we drinking people's blood now?
Yeah. I will say at the beginning of the book where she has to drink the blood before the divination, I was kind of like, oh God, ooh, 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 ooh.
I was like, what the fuck?
And again, people, just a reminder, this is on one read through. Okay. So I didn't go back and reread this book 1,000 times. So are the answers in here? Probably. Okay. I just didn't go back and look for them. So if I'm a little bit unsure of something, it's probably in here. Go read it.
Right. I am not going back through and reading this book again.
I have a good enough of an idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Not unless someone's like, you miss like some real crucial shit in here, then maybe I'll be like, okay, like I am willing to give it a second chance. But as of right now,
no, I think we got the main points. All right. Anyway, all right. So we see, we got to the scribe, we kill the scribe, we got his ink bottle. On to the next.
Oh, magical pen.
Yeah. We get some traveling in here, and then we're on to the Fervent Peaks because we need to get to the oarsmen, the ardent oarsmen. So there's a trap set for the oarsmen. They take the spring water that they have, they leave it out because they know that the omens, they want the spring water because that is what gives them, eternal life. So they set it out. They find the oarsmen. They enter his home. They challenge him at his craft. And basically he says, well, it's going to be a fight to the death, but I'm not fighting Rory. I'm going to fight Six. So now Six is like, well, shit.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So she trains for 3 days, I guess.
Right.
She's got her hammer and her chisel with her, though. So don't worry.
Which I don't. Why is it hammer and a chisel?
Well, it works out for her in the end. Basically, so she was going to use the coin. She was going to use the coin in order to defeat the oarsmen. But then she finds out she's going to be basically fighting him on this like stone thing in the middle of the water.
She's going to etch him.
Right. Well, she's like, well, if I lose the coin, we're fucked. So I can't use the coin.
True.
So she ends up battling the oarsman. She does defeat him. She finds out in the oarsman's like dying words before he knocks her into the water. Oh, and she can't swim. That the diviners are
Right.
dead. He tells her the diviners
Yeah.
are dead. He tells her that
Mhm.
somebody brings the diviners to him so he can drink their blood because the blood contains the spring water, and that's what keeps him alive.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. So in all this, armor has been made for Six. Her real name is Sybil. We know this by now that her name is Sybil, but she doesn't
Right.
go by Sybil. She goes by Six because her identity has been taken from her when she went to Aisling Cathedral. But she remembers that her name is Sybil, but nobody calls
Right.
her that yet. So armor is made for her, I guess, because she's in servitude to the king at this point. Armor's made for her, and they kind of make her like a honorary knight,
Yeah.
which I thought was a little weird. I will say, I thought that part was a little strange.
Little.
Yeah, I was kind of just like, why? Like,
Right.
she doesn't.
We're just being voluntold anywhere in this continent.
I get I understand like the armor for protection for her. I get that, but like, why are we going and making her a knight?
When
Like, she doesn't
she's
have
a
to be a knight.
diviner. She don't gotta
Right.
be no knight.
Because like in reality, if there was going to be like any kind of battle, that doesn't mean something to her because there are things that happen later in this book and she is like fighting because these are her friends. But I mean, I can't see this girl
Right.
going to war, That's
No.
just me. That's just me. Well,
No, it's
anyway,
not just you. It's me too.
So she gets her armor. She's a knight. Her and Rory finally do it.
This chapter made me cringe so hard because
Really?
when they're going at it, she's describing her moans as chimes, and I was like, it can't get any worse.
I've read way worse. Way worse.
Like, now you gotta tell me.
Like referring to your lady bits as the C word all the time.
or
Worse.
foals.
Yeah.
Origami.
Worse. I'll take chiming over
All right.
any of that.
All right. You make a strong point. You make
Thank
a very
you.
strong point. Okay. All right. We're gonna add a point back to this then.
Well, speaking of chiming, the next object we need to get is the chime from the forest.
Who
Now,
would have thought?
yeah, Maud has already killed the omen of the forest previously. We just need to go get the chime. And
Easy.
yeah. So they go, they get it. There's sprites. There's a battle. It's a little crazy, but they get the chime.
Right.
Okay. That part, I will say, honestly, I was a little bit lost in all of that.
I was a lot lost in this whole book. That's a lot of lost.
Yeah. It was, yeah, I don't know. But regardless, we have the chime now. We have the
Right.
chime. And the last one that they need to go and get is they need to get the weaver's loom. So
Yeah.
they go, they don't know where she is, and then little Bartholomew the gargoyle is like, I know where it is.
Right.
And he leads them to a cave, and
Love
they
him.
find the weaver. The weaver is very, she's not all about this. She's like, I just want to die. I've been living in agony for all these years. Let me tell you exactly what happens. So this is where we find out that the abbess is really the bad guy. She takes these girls
Right.
in, makes them diviners. She kills 5 of them gives them to the other omens to keep them alive. She keeps one, her favorite, to be her gargoyle.
And turns her into a yes. Okay. Yes.
So
Yes.
the other 5 are gone because they are in fact all dead. They have been passed around Trom, basically being leached of their blood for the other omens to stay alive. And
Right.
6, the last one remaining, she was meant to be the gargoyle. And we find that the first diviner was actually Bartholomew. The gargoyle. And I hearing the story being told, if you read the book, you know what it is. It was my heart broke for this little guy, because he's just so pure and good and, like I've said, funny, and he loves Sybil 6 so much to, go on this journey with her when he wasn't supposed to, and never leave her side. I loved him so much.
He was
So
the
much.
ultimate book companion.
Yeah, he really was. I loved him. So Bartholomew remembers all of this and tells the story of how he became a diviner. The Weaver is killed because she wanted to be killed. So Sybil kills her. Finds out the loom is back at Aisling Cathedral. We go back to the cathedral. We have our showdown with the abbess, and the object that the abbess is the Moth. She is the 6th omen.
Right.
And her object is the cathedral. It's not just a thing, it's the whole cathedral. So we need to get rid of the whole friggin' thing after we get rid of the abbess. And then the last couple pages, this is where the twist comes in. Now the king has all of the objects, and he turns on his entire crew and says, 6, you're coming with me. You're going to be my queen. Because all of these omens were a lie, I can convince all these people that you're still a diviner and can tell everybody's future. And that's how it's just going to be. And that's literally where we leave it.
So anticlimactic.
That's the quickest run through. Again,
so
guys,
anticlimactic.
If you read the book, you know I missed a ton of stuff. You know that if you read it. If you haven't read it doesn't matter.
Because we are normal humans who have day-to-day jobs, and we can't.
This is the highest level overview I could possibly give to kind of keep this episode like an hour-ish.
And you didn't want me to give you any type of high-level overview because it would have been, this was shit.
Well, okay.
I don't mean to
fair.
I don't mean to shit on it so hard. I really don't. But I really I did not like this book. I was confused. I did not think the ending, at least in Metal Slinger, we had a pretty decent plot twist in my opinion. I think that I did not I was bored reading this. I was so bored.
Fair. I don't want to say I was bored reading it. I thought it was I felt like there were no highs or lows. I felt like it was kind of just like this the whole time. But instead of
I thought it was slow.
being like here, we were just kind of here the whole time,
Yes. You get a lot of elements here that are high fantasy, which is great. I feel like there's a lot of holes. I feel like there's a lot of questions.
I do too.
Why is Dicky Boy doing all this? Why did he want all this? And then why is he like, I'm gonna keep you, and you're gonna keep being a diviner, and I'm gonna convince everybody that you are. And,
because I feel like he's doing that he's using her, basically, that if he keeps her under the guise that she is this oracle and can read the future, that gives him more power. over the people of Trom. It's a
See,
power play, really. It's all about
this is
power.
and this is why you don't put 17-year-old in charge of a continent.
Yeah. Well, true. Look what happened with Joffrey, everybody.
Look what happened with Joffrey. I just feel like I wasn't impressed with the magic system
Mm.
because I think it would have been even more impressive if she were able to, like, first off, I'm sorry, to almost drown somebody to get these visions. Like, that's just lack of oxygen to your brain. You're hallucinating. Like, that's where my mind goes. And
Okay.
to drink this water and potentially live forever, but you also might potentially die. It's like, where are we finding that sweet spot? How much do you have to drink? How often do you have to drink it? When do you have to drink it? Do you have to drink it here? Do you have to, like, I, ugh.
I'm confused about that as well. So my questions
Yes.
are more revolving around Sybil and what's going to happen to her now, because the cathedral has been
Yes.
destroyed. The spring has
Right.
been destroyed. I don't know if there's still like a flow of this water coming in somewhere,
Right.
but as far as I know from reading this story, if she does not continually drink this spring water, she's going to turn into stone.
Right. And it's under the cathedral now.
Right. And her eyes are already stone. And yes, okay, I
Yeah.
know that's something I didn't mention in the beginning of this, but her eyes are already stone. When she takes off her shroud, she can see that her eyes are already stone. So
Right.
yeah, like where's the point? Where's the point of that? I am confused
Right.
about that. I will 100% give you that.
And why are her eyes stone? And
And the
how is
abyss
she
was
still able to
completely
see?
stone. Right. The abyss was
Yeah.
completely made of stone. The other
And
omens
she's just,
had, yeah, they had stone elements to their bodies. Like while they looked human, like when they died, they were kind of like just breaking apart like stone. They were stone and
right.
flesh. So,
So
yeah,
where's the additional magic? Are they turning into stone from the inside out?
I don't
Like,
know.
is that what's happening? Because wasn't it was the Weaver. Wasn't her heart stone? Like the rest of her was human, but wasn't it just her heart stone, and that's what she
She
used
was
her
actually,
hammer and
the Weaver was actually more gargoyle like than any of them, because
okay,
she was refusing
to
the
drink.
spring water or the blood um of any of the diviners that would come to her. Actually, I think at some point that's why she gave back her loom, because she's like, I don't want any part of this. I just want to
Right. She's like,
die.
I'm done. I'm over
Right.
it.
And she never died. She just kind of slowly became a
Gargoyle.
gargoyle.
Okay.
And I'm assuming she would just, like Bartholomew, would just complete gargoyle and just kind of live forever in that state. So that's why I'm like, is that what's going to happen to Sybil?
Right. In addition to, why was the abbess so obsessed with the omens, and why did she want to kill her diviners and only kill one and keep as a gargoyle, when all she had to do was just let the omens kind of turn into gargoyles and she could have kept them?
I guess in order to, so if these objects are the things that have magic, if they're enchanted objects, and if these visions were actually visions and they need to be with, I don't know. I would be completely honest with you. I don't know. I think the reason why she kind of cycles through these girls, diviners, is because after a while, like they're useful to her while they're in the service. After a while, they start to ask questions, and it's like, what are we going to do when we leave? And they want to start venturing out and going. And that's when you got
Right.
to put the lid on it. They're like, she's like, okay, time for you guys to go. And
You
you
dead.
become my gargoyle now. And I'm going to get all new ones coming in so we can start the cycle over again.
But what happens to their memories? Because where do those go? Because your diviner that you keep as a gargoyle, she doesn't say anything about wiping out their memories. So how do they not remember?
I think, well, Bartholomew does. Well, Bartholomew remembers the story that the abbess tells him, that he was the first diviner and he was disobedient, and that is why she starved him of the water. He became a gargoyle, but then he was useful to her again, so she kept him around. He remembers that story. I don't believe he has any memory of how he came the to the cathedral. He just knows the abbess told her he was basically just a dead child that she put in the spring, and he was resurrected and, the
Right.
first diviner. But after Bartholomew and how much of a disappointment he was, that's when she said, well, I only want girls now because you put a bad taste in my mouth, I guess.
I mean, never mind. I'm not going to say what
oh God. Yes, there are a lot of questions that I don't know. Again, maybe I missed them. I'm not sure.
If you miss them, I miss them.
Yeah, I'm confused with the spring water, and at what point are you just destined to just be some kind of stone object and then just kind of prolong your life by getting the spring water? That's what I'm confused about. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it seems that anybody who has drank from it has some element of stone in their bodies, whether it just be their eyes, their whole bodies, or they're a complete gargoyle. I don't know.
Yeah, that's my issue that I'm having big time with it.
And really, that's the only magic. That's the only magic in the book is the spring and the magic that these objects have.
Right. Which not even, I mean, the cathedral really didn't have any type of magic to it. It just had the spring in it.
It just held the spring. They built it around the spring, yeah.
Right. What did the loom do?
Most of the objects, from what I remember, they all have this power of transportation pretty much, whether you can, throw it and transport it. If you flip it a certain way, you're transported a certain way. Most of them, because the ore was like that, he could use it to kind of move around without being,
Yeah. But also, this is what I'm saying is, I read it at the same pace you did, pretty much. You finished, a day or two earlier than I did? And, nothing, I could not give you an accurate description of what happened in this book because I just felt like it was so confusing.
Yeah. So I will be completely honest with you. I read this book. I said I was more, when I finished it, kind of hanging on the end and what happened there. And I was like, ooh, that's super interesting. I really want to know what happens. But when I went to go, sit down and do our outline, I was very okay. I remembered the timeline of events, but it was well, why did this all happen? That's what I needed, reminders of. So I did need to go back and reread summaries and make sure that I was, getting accurate information onto, even though I blew through it, totally blew through that timeline.
Yeah, you went through, not you blew through the timeline. You blew through the book. I finished it pretty quickly. Yeah.
See, here's the thing though, again, I did this on audio. It might have just been because I don't feel like I was just passively listening to it. I remember
I didn't feel like I was
that
passively
happened.
listening.
Yeah, I remember everything that happened here. But again, the reasons why things were happening, that's kind of where I'm maybe we should have had a little bit more heavy conversation on why these things are happening. And if it was there, then I completely missed it.
And I'm the type of person where if something's a little too high fantasy for me, if you get a little too wordy with it, you start to lose me. But I feel like this needed so much more to it to really explain to it. And again, much like Metal Slinger, we're going to get another book.
Right.
So maybe our questions are going to be answered there, and then it's going to tie it all together.
Right.
My first impression though of this, is it going to be a trilogy or a duology? I forget.
I
what you
don't
said.
know. I think I heard duology.
Okay. My first impression though is that it's not for me.
Yeah.
It's just not for me. I had a
Okay.
hard time with it. I don't mean to call it shit because I don't want to insult anybody's work because again, we have never written a book. We don't know,
Fair.
right? And a lot of people liked it. I had such high hopes for it, and
Mhm.
I feel I'm a little disappointed.
It kind of just fell
I
flat
really
for you. It
I
fell flat
really
for you.
wanted to like this
Yeah.
because I didn't finish it, but I do have One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. And One Dark Window, I started and I was like, this is friggin' awesome.
Yeah.
This is so good.
Yeah. I will, so it will depend on what happens in the second book if I like this better than One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. I
Right.
I I liked this. I will say I liked it. I was entertained. Like I said before, you're not getting a lot of these highs and lows. Like there are some highs, like when she's, fighting the oarsmen, and like I thought that was a little bit more like, okay, we got something going on here.
Yeah.
The basically any kind of interaction we have with the omens, but they're not very long.
No. That's
So you're
another
really not
thing.
there for a whole time. And the book is not long either. It's not a long book.
No. And like, especially when we find out the abbess has been behind this and she's the actual Moth.
I kind of
It's
had a
like,
feeling. I'm like, there's something off with her. I don't know if she's the Moth or not. Like
right.
when Sybil decides to leave and she tells her gargoyles to kill Rory and Bartholomew, I was like, okay, I get why she's saying that, but like, this bitch isn't right. Like there's
Right.
something with her,
But
clearly.
also, like, that whole scene of the abbess and Sybil going at it and the abbess dying, it was like this much.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with you on that. I will, because again, I listened to it. It was very
I was
fast.
hoping for
It was very
I was
fast.
hoping for a little bit more build up with a lot
You
of
wanted
these
like a
things.
grand end battle to the end of the
And
story.
also,
Yeah.
and listen, we all know me. I am here for a smut scene, right? I feel like Rory and Sybil went from being just like companions to all of a sudden fucking.
I don't
got
feel that way.
whiplash. I did not feel any type of like emotional buildup with them.
Really? Okay.
I felt nothing. I had not even an ounce of like, ooh, he might think I'm cute. Like,
Aw.
nothing. I felt nothing.
No, there wasn't really that on the page, but I like some of the situations they were in, I'm like, I can see them warming up to each other. Like when after she's training to go to fight the oarsman and they go to the spring and he's trying to get her to relax and making the armor with the wax, it kind of got a little bit like, he's touching me all over kind of thing.
Maybe I'm just desensitized. Maybe Lee Rivers has ruined me.
I could definitely, for me, I could definitely see the build up to them getting together. Like I knew it was going to be them, that got together, obviously, and I could see like the attraction kind of building towards them.
Did nothing for me.
No, okay, that's fine. I sound like you now in our other episode. That's fine.
Right, that's fine. You're allowed to not like something. It's
Yeah.
okay. But here I am, like, I feel bad. Like, everybody else really seemed to like this book, and I'm just like, fuck
No,
this.
I don't think so. I mean,
You like what you like.
You like what you like. This
And you're
is
not going to,
right now just not
And,
for you. It's okay.
and you're not, right. And you're not going to know if you like something or not until you actually read it.
Exactly. Yeah. So
I like it.
I'm glad I read it. I enjoyed myself. Again, was it my favorite book in the world? No.
Right.
Again, Goodreads won't let us give, like quarter, half stars. I think I gave it 4 on Goodreads, but in reality, I would be more of like a 3.5, probably. For me,
Yeah.
it was fine.
I'm holding at a solid 2. There were
I
parts
think
that I liked.
I think we should probably post like our text messages, because that's like the real truth of like we're going through. It's like, how are you liking it? I'm like, it's fine. It's fine.
Right.
It's fine. It's
And
not like,
I
oh my
too.
God. It's fine.
Right. And yesterday you were even asking me, you were like, what do you think of the book? And I was like, it's just okay. And you were like, what
Yeah,
chapter are you on? And I was like, I didn't even like want to talk about it because I was like, I don't know, chapter 20, I forget.
yeah.
I was just like, it's fine.
There's not,
I
yeah.
feel bad.
If you are still here and you haven't read it and you don't care that it's been spoiled, if you like vibes, if you
Right.
like Gothic vibes, I would totally recommend this, because I felt like that was for me, the vibes were the whole thing. It was just very like Gothic and a little bit just, I don't know. I got that like, there wasn't a whole lot of romance in it, but I got that like Gothic romantasy feeling from it.
It gave me a little bit of Hunchback of Notre Dame, a bit with the gargoyles and like being in a cathedral and being in a Notre Dame type of setting. Like it gave me a little bit of that, which is not a bad thing. Like that if you want to talk about good Disney movies, that is, I think, is a little dark for children. However, now
I've
as an
actually
adult,
never seen that movie. I've never seen that movie.
Oh, you should watch it. You should watch it. And Dean's old enough now where I would say I let him watch it too.
There are better movies Disney movies that he still hasn't seen. Okay, we're done talking about Night and the Moth now.
Yeah.
Go read it if you want.
Right.
Deb says no. I say give it a shot. We're done talking about that now. Disney movies.
We're talking about Disney.
Dean has not seen The Lion King, Deb. I know, and I'm like such a shitty parent for saying that. I know.
Amanda!
I know. And I'm like, I'll watch it with you. And he's like, I don't know. Isn't it sad? I'm like, well,
he's gonna cry. Yeah. He's gonna cry.
Oh, he totally will. Yeah, he is.
He's gonna cry.
I think that's probably why I never showed it to him.
I still get a very visceral reaction watching The Lion King.
Oh, I'll cry if I watch it, for sure.
I get a visceral reaction with Coco. Oh my God.
Didn't see it.
I can't even talk about it without crying. The ending of Coco is it's such a mix of grief and acceptance. And it is it makes me sob like a fucking baby every single time. And I continue to watch it.
Never. The last Disney movie that was made that I watched was Moana.
Yeah. And I still have not seen that.
I freaking love Moana.
Yeah.
Love. Anywho.
I know. But yeah, get Dean to watch Lion King. Please watch Hunchback of Notre Dame. That if you want a good movie to teach about accepting somebody's differences and understanding what you and I will understand it on a much higher level, because Dean is still kind of young to get it, but like understanding like true evil in this world, because um Frollo is he takes in Quasimodo, and this isn't much of a spoiler, basically hides him in the bell tower and
Right.
tells him like, you're too ugly for the world to see. Like no one should
Right.
ever see you. And he is just like the epitome of what I think evil is in a lot of worldly situations.
Yeah.
And it's just it's such a good movie. It's
I can
so
definitely
good.
see the tie-in then to this book for sure.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
how the abbess hides them away, and basically it's like you're really no good for anything but this.
Correct.
So, okay, I get it.
Yep.
And then of course there's gargoyles. So.
Yes. We love
And my most
gargoyles,
favorite
and
gargoyle in the world, Bartholomew.
he was wonderful.
I love him. I love him. I hope that the next book in the series is unlike the previous duology, because we're following different characters from one book to the next. I hope that we stick with these and we're following the same people. I feel like we have to, because like who else are we going to follow at this point? But
Right.
and I hope Bartholomew is still a star in the next one, because
I did too.
he really did make this book for me. Bartholomew
Yeah.
was like comic relief and just sweet and all things good, and I just loved him so much.
I did too. I really did.
Love him. Love
Love
him.
him. Love him.
Okay, well, it was kind of a messy timeline and a lot of our thoughts, which is good though, because I really wanted to get our thoughts more of how we felt about this. So,
Yeah.
any last thoughts about the book, Deborah?
Sorry to all of you that really loved this book and I did not.
It's okay. Listen, you were much nicer than I was when we read a book that I didn't like. So
I called this book shit.
I called the other book hot garbage. So we're even.
That's true. That's true. That is
We're
true.
even.
Okay. Okay. All right. 1 for 1.
My final thought is if you like Gothic fantasy with a little bit of romance, I say give it a shot.
Right.
If you hate it, it's not that long, so I didn't waste too much of your time.
Right. Right. Exactly.
All right. I think that's it for us today, Deb. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, we will see everybody next week with what? We don't know, but we'll see you there.
You don't
Bye,
know.
everybody.
And remember, it's only a red flag if he's real. Bye-bye.